ready to easily challenge Gala, Stealth, no Suppressors, Cascade Arsenal, and Hidden Detection bars. Now it's the Suppressors and Cascade Arsenal, which frankly doesn't really matter at all, but aside from that it's going to be Hidden Detection bars, which is maybe a bit terrifying, and that's really all there is to it, which... I mean, sure, we'll just leave this over here, and we'll just go right through here, and Cyber's presumably going to lure this guard right over here, which... I mean, we're not really going to care about, but what we are going to do is we're going to go over here. And then, well, you're going to care just a bit, but just not enough, which... Of course, that's completely useless, so we're just going to run right back through here. And then, well, no one's going to care all that much, so we could just go right through here, and after Cyber's going to, well, hostage guard somewhere over there, which... We kind of have no idea of what's happening over there, but that's perfectly fine. And we probably will actually get a camera right over there, which... is maybe slightly less fine, but... We're just going to go right through here. And I guess no one's going to care enough, which... is perfectly fine as well. So we're just going to go over here, have cameras over here, and then afterwards maybe we're going to get a keycard from a guard walking right through there, which isn't exactly likely, but maybe it'll happen, and that's really all there is to it. So we're just going to flip this door outwards over here, and then we're just going to go right through here, and obviously no one's going to notice, and obviously Cyber took out his guard without cleaning anything up, which, I mean, can't really go wrong at all, but we'll just grab the disguise right over here, bag it up, and I'll just head over here because there's really not much else for that to do, which, I mean, sure. And now we're just gonna have this door be open for Cyber over here because that's presumably something that we're going to want to do whilst we try and actually find a keypad, because that's also something that we would actually want to find relatively soon, which, well, I mean, that's convenient. And also that's also convenient, which we're just gonna make sure Cyber's aware of that as we go through here, and afterwards we're just going to, well... This is probably a terrible idea, but you know what? It's not going to go all that badly. At least that's kind of the hope, which probably isn't a takeaway here, but we'll just grab the keycard over here. We'll just back and run up as soon as possible so that we hopefully won't be luring anyone that we don't really want, which seems a bit like a given, but we're just going to back and run up over here. And then afterwards we're just going to, well, hand Cyber a few bags of bodies, which sounds probably exactly about right, but we'll go right through here and then we'll just leave everything right over here, which... I guess we can just do that instead, since I was bringing it somewhere outside, which, I mean, sure, we'll just do exactly that. And then we'll disable this right over here. Which isn't exactly a keypad, but it's certainly some kind of progress, even if it's not really... Well, hello there. So maybe, just maybe we're gonna get some useful information, which... Of course we aren't, but... So naturally, this is gonna be one that gives us some useful information, and it's gonna be the first staff that I interrogate, which... Absolutely perfect. So we're just going to knock him out, have Cyber clean everything up, and afterwards we're just going to go right through here, and then disable this right over here, which... I mean, it only took one interrogation from, well, me, and that's... Well, some very, very heavy sampling bias, but it's going to be perfectly fine. You're not going to care enough, and then we're just going to go over here and get this open over here, which... I mean, absolutely stellar so far, but... You're not going to care enough. Nor are those two guards, so we're just going to go run right through here. And absolutely no one's going to care, which probably isn't the ideal takeaway here, but that's perfectly fine. We're just going to... This is going to end really, really badly, so if you could just, well, actually... If I could hold your attention over there. And of course you're going to turn around, which isn't really all that great, but... Then again, we can do this right now. You're not going to care enough. I mean, that's for sure. And then we just back this up over here, and obviously the two civilians that's going to pass right by me are not going to care enough either, which... I mean, sure. And Cyber's taking someone else out, which surely can't go wrong at all, but we'll just clean the... We are getting out of here as soon as possible, because those are some guards, and they definitely do not like us over here, which... Sounds probably exactly about right, which... It's also why we're just going to try and lure you over here, which... Isn't necessarily something that we should do, but it's not going all that badly so far, so we're just going to go with exactly that. And unfortunately, there's no keycard for Cyber, which... Now then, we're just going to get out of here, and then presumably Cyber's not going to chase after us for a keycard, which... We're just going to grab this over here, and then afterwards we're going to use our very, very much stolen keycard to... Never mind, we are getting out of here. And then we are going back over there again because, well, never mind then. We are going to go the exact opposite of that direction because that's clearly not a good way to not get caught. And then we're just going to go right back through here. Run right past you because you're not going to care enough. And then we're going to finally go over here and, well, presumably you're not going to care enough, which this probably isn't a lesson from hidden section bars, but it's working out so far, which is why we're just going to not complain about that because it's, well, working out so far, and that's really the only reason that we have. But now that we're done with all of this, we're just going to, well, clean everything up over here. And we're just going to bring this over here, bring all of that over there, and afterwards it's just a matter of trying to wait for Cyber to, well, clean everything up and bring everything over here, which, I mean, afterwards you have the vault to open, but that should be relatively simple, and, well, quite simply, we've got a keycard, and maybe, just maybe, we're going to have another, well, bag over there, which we are most definitely going to get, but we'll get this taken care of first, and then afterwards we're going to go, well, over to the vault, which still seems a bit obvious, but we'll just drop everything off over here. Cyber will presumably grab the crowbar, and then we're just going to go all the way over there, and then start working on getting things actually done, which this isn't exactly what we're looking for, but there's also one more artifact that we kind of haven't actually gotten, which presumably is going to be on Cyber to get, but we'll just check out this room right over here, which we'll hopefully have Cyber over here relatively soon, because we kind of have two bags that we want to move, and that's kind of important that we actually have two people to move them, because that's kind of how this works, but we'll have Cyber take care of that, and because this should be most definitely disabled, we're just gonna, well, open this vault over here. And, well, obviously no one's gonna care, which is great and all. We'll just have Cyber take care of that, and then we're just going to grab this. I mean, sure, but we'll go first just so that Cyber's gonna have an easier time trying to get out of here, even though we... Precisely, so we're just going to bring this out of here. Hopefully Cyber doesn't get caught by the entire map, because that would be quite bad, so we're just going to quickly go back over here. And then just be careful to, well, actually hostage everyone just in case things go really, really wrong, which doesn't exactly seem all that far-fetched at this point in time, but Cyber's going to leave that over there. And then we'll just hostage everyone over here, because that's something that we can do. But regardless, this has been transferred in just under 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Cheers everyone, have a great time.